waiting all day for this. I have been doing client work and I've been getting stuff done all day. Look, man, I am so excited to announce to y'all that GPT 5.6 has released. Yes, it has in fact released, but just not for everybody. All right, just not for everybody. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the new GPT 5.6 models because they are a new generation of models. I am just so happy. I'm so happy because a lot of people were like, "Oh, Claude, Fable 5. Fable 5 is here. Mythos 5 is here. Oh, now you don't have it." We don't have it either, but um I've heard a lot of great things about the benchmarks on these models, so we're going to get into it. And GPT 5.6 Soul. So they're changing the name. They're not just going with the numbers anymore. They're going with Soul. They have Luna and they have Terra. All right. So let's just read this real quick. It's a lot of important information in here. And I only scanned like these first 3 paragraphs and it's a lot in it. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So they're beginning a limited preview of 5.6 series. All right. Soul is the flagship model. So think of Soul as regular 5.5. Terra is a balanced model for everyday work. Okay. You know what? I have no clue. I don't even know what Soul is. I'm guessing flagship. I'm guessing Soul is like pro or like thinking, max thinking or whatever. Terra is going to be like the regular 5.5 without instant or without thinking. It's just the regular one. And then you got Luna, which I'm guessing is instant. So a fast and affordable model. All right. Terra has competitive performance to GPT 5.5 while being 2 times cheaper. Okay, when is it releasing? I'm gonna say in the next like 2 to 3 weeks. That's what I'm gonna say. But right now, GPT 5.6 is in a limited preview. All right, it's a limited preview. The same thing that Anthropic did with Project Glasswing. That is what it's in right now, basically. All right. So Luna brings strong capability at our lowest cost. Okay. And GPT 5.6 Soul launches with our most robust safety stack. So this is one thing that they've been talking about a lot is safety, especially with the U.S. government. And the U.S. government actually has some involvement in the reason why we do not have these models right now. So safety is a big thing. They strengthen protections for higher risk activities, sensitive cyber requests, and repeated misuse, and spent multiple weeks finding weaknesses. All right, pressure testing and hardening it. Engagement. This is the part that's important. It will become generally available. All of the models will become generally available in the coming weeks. So that means like no more than 5 weeks. Yeah, I'm hyped too. Like I'm so excited, like because people were stuck on Anthropic models. They're like, oh, Mythos 5, Fable 5. There are more companies in this ecosystem. We have GPT 5.6, Soul, Terra, and Luna. Like, come on, man. So their engagement with the US government, they previewed their plans and the model's capabilities ahead of today's launch. At their request, we are starting with a limited preview. So basically what they want to do is stagger their release. All right. If this thing flooded into the market today, the internet would literally change overnight. Like, even when it came to Fable 5, the step improvement that it made is noticeable by everybody that used it. All right. So a small group of trusted partners whose participation has been shared with the government. All right. During this preview, they'll continue testing and coordinating. And we don't believe this kind of government access process should become the long-term default. Now, we are in a pretty unique stage. All right. We're in the stage where we're going from the old generation of models. Think about it. When we were going from like a GPT 3.5 to a 4.0, we thought the whole entire world changed. What? 4.0 compared to 3 or 3.5? Man, what? But we're in a stage where, you know, the stakes are increasingly high. And I understand the government needs to be careful with this because they don't want opposing forces to be able to get the same type of capabilities as them. I understand it, but I'm glad that OpenAI doesn't want this to be the long-term default. It keeps the best tools from users and all of our people who need them. And we're taking this short-term step because we believe it is the strongest path to broader availability in the coming weeks. While we work with the administration to develop the cyber executive order framework and a repeatable process for future model releases. This is very important. This is very important. So they're coming out with a cyber executive order framework and a repeatable process for future model releases. I wonder how this is going to go, because we see that it's like, oh, you guys are operating on our soil. We can tell you to stop doing something, and maybe that'll change. All right. Now we're getting into the good stuff, the capabilities. We share a set of evals. All right. So we're going to check out the evals. Bam. So over here on the, this is crazy. This is crazy. Over here on the left or the right is Gemini 3.1 Pro preview. When that came out, people were talking about, and me included, how much world knowledge it has to be able to give better outputs. Then we have Claude Opus 4.8, which that just released. And then after that, we have the new generations of models. What is benchmarks? After 4.8, we have the new generation of models. All right. Anything past this is the new generation of models. So Luna is the lowest. 5.5 is better than Luna, only slightly. And then we have Fable 5 in the middle. This is what everybody was talking about. All right. And still is talking about. Fable 5 needs to, yeah. Here's the thing. Google knows that they are a veteran. They do not need to move quickly. They just don't. Gemini already has the ecosystem, or Google already has the ecosystem. At any given time, they can be able to make use of their user base. So they don't really need to move quickly. They have a capable model. They don't need to move quickly. I wish they would. I wish they would come out with more, but that's just not the case. So Fable 5 is at an 84% on Terminal Bench. And Gemini 5.6 Soul Ultra is at a 91.9. Mythos 5 is an 88. Mythos 5 is an 88. So, like, what are we talking about? We got Luna all the way down here. This is the lowest one of this class, is at an 82.5. And then at a Soul Ultra, which I have Pro. I will have access to Soul Ultra. And it's a 91.9. This is crazy. Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? And everybody goes through Gemini. Somehow they do. So when it comes to their newer models, like, what they're focusing on is, of course, newer models that are going to be doing good at these benchmarks, but they want models that are going to do good at their ecosystem. So keep that in mind. But we see Terminal Bench. Then we see Gene Bench. 5.6 Soul, the least amount of tokens with the highest score, you know? So Exploit Bench, Mythos 5 is at a 78%. All right. Mythos Preview was at a 74, and 5.6 Soul is at a 73.5. So not up there yet, but we see Opus is all the way down here. So much better than Opus. And we're only looking at Sol. Okay, let's check out Terra 52, Luna. Where's Luna at? Yeah, Luna is all the way down here. So Luna is like the everyday chatting type of model. Everyday chatting. You know, you don't need it to do any type of tool calls. You just need everyday chatting. Terra is what you're gonna use every day, for when your agents are running on things, and then Sol is what you're gonna use for those heavy equivalent GPU hours to automated red teaming aimed at finding universal jailbreaks. All right. All right. So let's get into the pricing now. Um, GPT during the preview, 5.6 models will be initially available through the API and Codex to a select group of trusted partners and organizations. We plan to make them more broadly available. In this new naming system introduced with GPT 5.6, the number identifies a model's generation, while Sol, Terra, and Luna identify durable capability tiers that can advance on their own cadence. Together, the family gives people and developers clearer choices across intelligence, speed, and cost. All right. So it's priced at $1 million, $5 input, $30 output for Sol, and we can go over to OpenRouter and compare this with other models as well. So let's put a 5.5. Let's put a 4.8, and let's say a Kimmy, and we're putting Kimmy in here so that it can show us a lower. What in the world? Why did they change this? Okay, let's just see if 4.5.6 is in here. No, it's not. Whatever. All right, so just for reference, 5.5 right now for 1 million tokens is $30 output and $5. So if Sol is $5 input and $30 output, it's basically 5.5. But they've already said that Terra is basically 5.5 because it's a fraction of the cost. So Sol is basically like a double of Terra, if you will, and Luna would be half of that. So I think that these prices are standard. They're keeping their prices standard. I wish that they brought out higher context windows, at least for Codex. 750 tokens per second. 750 tokens per second in July. This is crazy, man. All right. So that's pretty much the release. GPT 5.6, like, I'm very excited for this coming out in the coming weeks. It's going to be a game changer for a lot of people that are working. I recommend that once this model comes out, just pay that $100 a month, grind for the next month. All right. Because Sol is that. All right. So we're going to stay tuned for it. But let me know what you guys think about the new model. I know we took a couple segues there, but thank you guys for stopping by the stream as well. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Let me know what you guys think about GPT 5.6. Shout out to everybody that stopped by and also joined the Educate AI Lab community. And yeah, man, this has been D-Lo Brands. Keep learning AI, but more importantly, keep learning how to orchestrate AI. And